students, good morning to everyone. Today I will discuss on the topic causes and classification of plant diseases. Causes of plant diseases may be pathogens, and pathogens may be fungi, bacteria, viruses and nematodes and protozoa, etc. The plant pathogens are classified or grouped under the following categories. First group is inanimate or abiotic causes, mesobiotic causes and animate and biotic causes. Inanimate or abiotic causes, which includes deficiency of nutrients or elements and other environmental factors such as temperature, moisture and poor oxygen. It also includes poor light or air pollutants and physiological disorder. The mesobiotic causes, mesobiotic causes which includes the organism which are neither living nor non-living, which include viruses, viroids, virusoids and prions. Animate and biotic causes which includes living things, and this causes includes prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And prokaryotes are unicellular organism that lacks the membrane bound nucleus. Prokaryote includes molecules, fastidious vascular bacteria and true bacteria. Eukaryotes are organism that possess a membrane bound nucleus and as well as membrane bound other organelles. And eukaryotes include fungi, protozoa, algae, nematodes and flowering plant parasites. Inanimate or abiotic causes includes deficiency of the nutrients. As you know, plant requires several plant nutrients for the normal plant growth. There are 17 essential plant nutrients. The nutrients which are needed in a large amount that are called macronutrients, such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, calcium and magnesium. All these are macronutrients. And the elements which are needed in trace means in a small amounts, that elements are called micronutrients, such as boron, iron, nickel, molybdenum, chlorine, zinc deficiency. All these are micronutrients. A shortage of any of these elements may produce malnutritional disease of plants, such as nitrogen deficiency causes yellow berry of wheat, red leaf of cotton, pansuk or tip-burn disease of rice. These diseases are caused by the deficiency of nitrogen. Pansuk or tip-burn disease of rice. It is also called Dakina or Ukra disease. The symptoms of the disease is the symptoms of the disease is the necrosis, drying of the leaves from the tips. In severe cases, the whole leaf completely dries. You can see here the photograph of the tip-burn disease of rice symptoms. Manganese deficiency causes sand drawn of tobacco. Magnesium deficiency causes sand drawn of tobacco. Manganese deficiency causes grey speck of oats, pala blight of sugar cane, marsh spot of garden peach. All these are due to deficiency of manganese. Now, due to zinc deficiency, there is the most important one, the Kara disease of rice, yellow stick of corn, white tip of corn, sickle leaf of cacao. Among these diseases, Kara disease of rice is the most important one. Kara disease of rice was the first reported by Dr. Y.L. Nene in Trai region of Uttar Pradesh in the year 1966. This was the first such report in the world. For this work, he was recognized internationally. He received international Rice year 1966 prize from the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Due to boron deficiency, peat rot of beet, hollow stem of brassicas, black tip of mango, and brown heart of turnips. All these are due to boron deficiency. Among these diseases, black tip of mango is the most important. Black tip of mango is also called mango necrosis or coily disease. The symptoms of the characteristic symptoms of the black tip of mango is the necrosis of the tissues at the distal end. This area is called distal end. Distal end necrosis of the tissues at the distal end of the fruit. This disease generally does not occur in any other country. Next one is molybdenum. Due to molybdenum, whiptail of cauliflower. This is also a most important one, caused by molybdenum deficiency. The symptoms appear as necrosis of leaf margin. In severe cases, only midribs are produced, and this condition is known as whiptail. Mineral excess or high concentration of mineral elements causes toxins to the plants, such as manganese causes high concentrations of manganese causes crinkle leaf disease in corn. Next one is the temperature. What are the effects of temperature on plant diseases? As you know, temperature is the most important environmental factors which determine the seasonal and regional occurrence of the plant diseases. Plants generally grow at a temperature range from 1 to 40 degrees Celsius, and most plants grow best in between 15 and 30 degrees Celsius. High temperature, plants are generally injured faster in high temperature. On hot sunny days, the temperature of the fruit tissues beneath the surface facing the sun may be much higher than that of those on shade side. This results in discoloration, water soaked appearance, and desiccation of the tissues beneath the skin. This leads to the sunken areas on the fruit surface, as for example sun scale injuries. Low temperature effects. What are the effects of low temperature on plants? Low temperature may damage warm weather plants. Warm weather plants means such as beans, cucumber, melon, etc. All these are warm weather plants. Low temperature also causes excessive sweetening, or it also causes on frying undesirable caramelization of the potatoes due to hydrolysis of the starch to sugar at low temperature. Low temperature also causes chilling injuries and freezing injuries. What are the effects of moisture? Soil moisture are responsible for more plants growing poorly, or such plants become unproductive annually. The plants remain usually stunted due to lack of sufficient soil moisture. Plants are pale green to light yellow. Such plants have few small or drooping leaves, flowers and fruits. If drought continues, the plants wilt and die. Plants weakened by drought are also most susceptible to certain pathogens and insects. High soil moisture. What are the high soil moisture effect? Excessive soil moisture may result in the serious damage or death to the plants due to poor drainage and flooding of the planted fields, gardens or potted plants. Poor drainage causes a reduced vigor of the plants, wilting, pale green or yellowish green leaves. Flooding may cause permanent wilting and death of the succulent plant. And excessive soil moisture results into the reduced supply of oxygen to roots. This causes decay of fibrous roots. Due to death of the roots, the tops are attacked by facultative parasites. What do you mean by facultative parasites? Facultative parasites are those organisms that is saprophyte. Basically it is saprophyte, but under certain conditions it becomes parasites. That is called facultative parasites. Excessive soil moisture may also cause edema or oedema. Oedema means soiling. This edema appears as numerous small bumps on the lower side of the leaves or stem. What are the bumps? Bumps are the small masses of the cells. Later, exposed surface of the soiling becomes rusty color and has a corky structure. Rusty color means brown, change into brown color. Relative humidity effects. Low relative humidity in combination. If low relative humidity is combined with the high wind velocity and the high temperature, this leads to the excessive loss of the water from the leaves. And this results leaf scorching or burning. In nature, poor oxygen are generally associated with high soil moisture or high temperature. Lack of oxygen may cause desiccation of roots, different kinds of plants in waterlogged condition. A combination of high soil moisture and high soil or air temperature causes root collapse in plants. That means if high soil moisture and high soil temperature and high air temperature, if combined these things, they cause root collapse in plants. First condition, that is high soil moisture reduces the amount of the oxygen available to the roots, whereas high soil or air temperature increases the amount of oxygen required by the plants. These two effects, that is high soil moisture and high soil or air temperature, together result in extreme lack of oxygen into the roots and causes their collapse and death. Poor light, what are the effects of poor light? Chlorophyll formation is reduced in lack of sufficient light, and poor light promotes slender growth with the long internodes. The leaves become pale green and the plants shows spindly growth and premature drop of leaves, fruits, flowers. This condition is known as etiolation. Etiolation is more common in house plants or green plants, seed beds where plants often receive inadequate light. Air pollution. As you know, air consists of nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and remaining 1% is water and vapor and carbon dioxide. The crops can be injured when exposed to high concentration of air pollutants. High human activities in generating energy, manufacturing goods and disposing of waste results in the release of a number of pollutants into the atmosphere. These pollutants may alter plant metabolism and induce disease. What are the major air pollutants? The major air pollutants are ozone, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, chlorine, pine, hydrogen fluoride and particulate matters, that is dust. Dust may cause plant injuries or also affect vegetation. There are some gas pollutants such as ethylene, ammonia and chlorine. These gas pollutants also exert their injurious effects over limited areas. It also affects plants or plant products stored in poorly ventilated warehouses in which pollutants are produced by the plants. Plants means warehouse themselves, or result from leakage in cooling system. There are some chemicals which are more serious and widespread damage to the plants, such as ozone, sulfur dioxide, pine and particulates. Air pollutant, from where these air pollutants comes? Air pollutants are produced from various sources such as automobiles, exhaust, atmospheric photochemical, as secondary products, refineries, fuel combustions, ore and fertilizer, processing plants, etc. Acid rain. What is acid rain? Acid rain is also called acid precipitation. Generally, unpolluted rain contains pure water, ammonia, small amounts of cations such as calcium, magnesium, potassium and sodium, and anions includes chlorine and sulfate. The pH of the pure water is neutral, that is 7.5. The pH of normal or unpolluted rain is usually 5.6 pH. That means rain is already acidic. However, such rain is considered as normal rain. Only when the pH of rain or snow is below 5.6, then it is considered as acidic. That is called acid rain. Acid rain is rain that is usually acidic. That is, it has high levels of hydrogen ions. That means low pH. It has harmful effects on plants. Acid rain is caused by emission of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, which react with the water molecules in the atmosphere to produce acid. And these oxides come in contact with the atmospheric moisture and converted into sulfuric acid, that is 70% and 30% nitric acid. These acid then mixed with water and other materials before falling to the ground. And acid rain has shown to have adverse impacts on forest, fresh water, soil or killing insects. Acid rain exerts a variety of influences on many forms of life. Peroxyethyl nitrate, that is PAN. PAN is a phytotoxic air pollutant, and PAN is produced from automobile exhaust, internal combustion engines. Incompletely burned hydrocarbons and nitrogen dioxide are released into the atmosphere by automobile exhaust. In the presence of ultraviolet light from the sun, nitrogen dioxide reacts with oxygen and produces ozone and nitric oxide. Here you can see NO2 plus O2 plus, then it produces O3, that is ozone and NO, nitric oxide. O3 may react with nitric oxide to form the original compounds. Nitric oxide reacts with the unburned hydrocarbons and ozone concentration builds up and PAN is formed. PAN injuries are severe around metropolitan cities where large amounts of hydrocarbons are released into the air from automobiles. There are some diseases like silver leaf on plants occur due to this PAN. Ozone. Ozone is air pollutant. Ozone is produced from the automobile's exhaust, internal combustion engines. Ozone is produced by the reaction of nitrogen dioxide with air, oxygen, in the presence of ultraviolet light from the sun. Ozone is toxic to the expanding leaves of plants. Ozone injures the leaves of plants exposed for even a few hours of concentration of 0.1 to 0.3 ppm. Ozone causes stippling, mottling and chlorosis of leaves. Stippling means it is a kind of pattern on the leaves. Mottling means yellowing of the leaves, and chlorosis of leaves. Chlorosis means yellowing of the green tissues due to destruction of the chlorophyll. To the mesobiotic causes. Mesobiotic causes include viruses. What do you mean by viruses? Viruses may be defined as ultramicroscopic obligate parasitic pathogens have highly infectious nucleoprotein which behave as organism, that is living in vitro, and as molecule or chemicals non-living in vitro. That means virus may be defined as obligate parasitic pathogen. Obligate parasite. What do you mean by obligate parasite? Obligate parasite, the organism which it multiply only in the living cells. Only in the living cells. Nucleoprotein, infectious nucleoprotein. Virus may be defined as nucleoprotein. The virus is a nucleoprotein that has the ability to cause disease. It multiplies only on the living cells. It cannot be seen with light microscope. It can be seen only with the help of electron microscope. Virus particle consist of nucleic acid and protein coat or capsid And the nucleic acid may be RNA or DNA, and protein is composed of amino acids. The sequence of amino acids within a protein determines the nature of protein. In most plant viruses, only one kind of protein. Composition and structure of plant viruses. Plant viruses consist of nucleic acid and protein. Nucleic acid makes up 5 to 40% of the virus, and protein makes up 60 to 95%. Lower nucleic acid percentage are found in the elongated viruses, and whereas spherical viruses contain higher percentage of nucleic acid. There are some examples. Most plant viruses are RNA viruses, but there are approximately 80 plant viruses which have DNA as a genetic material. It possesses plant viruses possesses single stranded, double stranded of RNA or DNA viruses. So there are some examples which consist of single stranded RNA, such as tobacco mosaic virus (TMV) and tobacco rattle virus (TRV). These two are single stranded RNA virus. Single stranded DNA virus such as maize stick virus, beet curly top virus, bean golden mosaic virus, and Panama banchito virus. Similarly, there are double stranded virus also, which include Wound tumor virus, rice Fiji disease virus, and rice red stand virus. These are double stranded RNA virus. Next, double stranded DNA virus, cauliflower mosaic virus, rice tumoro, Wesley-form virus. These are double stranded DNA virus. What is the function of protein coat? Major function of the protein coat is to protect the nucleic acid components by forming a cell around the nucleic acids. It serves as a good antigen and are used to obtain antibodies from the animals, rabbit and mice. Protein coat serve as a good antigen. What do you mean by antigen? Antigen, a specific protein that will combine with the antigen, a specific protein, that is a specific protein or polysaccharides, which will still stimulate the production of antibodies and combine with them. That is antigen. Virion. What is a virion? An entire plant virus or complete virus particle consists of an outer protein shell that is called capsid and inner core of nucleic acid. Viruses can be found either inside of a cell, that is intracellular, or outside of a cell, extracellular. If it is found extracellular, that means outside of the cell, then the virus is called virion. Viroids. In 1971, Dinner and Remer discovered the viroids. Viroids are a small, low molecular weight, single-stranded, circular ribonucleic acid, that is RNA, that can infect plant cells and replicate themselves and cause disease. There is no protein coat. That's why viroids are also called naked RNA. There is no protein coat, only RNA is found. What are the different diseases which are caused by the viroids? Most important one is potato spindle tuber viroids, citrus exocotis, coconut kadang kadang, and chrysanthemum stunt. Viroids are discovered by T.W. Rendell et al. In 1981. Viroids are a small circular non-self-replicating single-stranded RNA component of some isometric RNA viruses. As for example, velvet tobacco mottle virosoid, Solanum nodiflorum mottle virosoid. France was discovered by Stanley Benjamin Pruginer in 1982. Prions are proteinous infectious particles. There is no nucleic acid. Infectious protein is called prions. Prions are highly heat resistant chemicals and radiation. It also affects nervous tissues. They are extremely difficult to destroy. There are some diseases: mad cow disease, scrapie in sheep, kuru disease in humans. These are